Alright, so today I'm going to show you guys how you can find derivatives of functions and derivatives at a point. They're way too difficult to pronounce, and I'm just going to be calling them f prime and g prime. So we're going to start from a simple example, find f prime and f prime at a point. And I'm also going to show you guys 3 ways to find f prime, and my personal favorite way. Then we'll move on to a slightly more complicated example, and find these as well. But you actually see that they're just doing the same thing to some extent. And then eventually, I'm going to cover 2 ways to find second or nth order derivatives. And let's get started. I'm going to pull out this predefined function. Yeah, to save time. This is just f of x here and g of x here. So now we want to find the f prime, right? What do? The hardest way to do it is to go to menu, and you go to calculus, and you go to derivative. You specify your variable here and your function here. Function here. Yes. But you can see it's too many clicks. You see this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's too complicated. We want something simpler. A workaround is if you press this key, and then you can find the symbol here, and you just press enter. Where's it gone? You press enter. Yeah, and you do the same thing. This is also doing the same thing. You will get the same result, of course. But still, this is a bit too complicated. We have a much more efficient shortcut, which is just by pressing Shift minus C, and then you specify x here and your function here. You get 2x. This is much faster, right? And this is the 3 common ways to find derivatives. And I'm now going to introduce my favorite way. I like to specify a function f prime of x and define it to be, just the derivative of f of x. But what's good about it is that you can now find derivative at a point. So if you just want f prime, you just put x in there, you get f prime of x. But if you want f prime at a point, you just put f prime. If you want at x equals 2, you just put f prime 2, and you get 4. But however, if we want to do the same thing with the previous tricks, it's going to be extremely difficult. You have to, like for this one, if you press this symbol, you type x, you type f of x. Where do you specify the x equals 2? You have to specify it after this, because if you do f2, this becomes a constant, and then it's just going to give you 0. So you can see already why this method, this f prime method, is better than the others. And you can actually do it by going to menu 4 and then this derivative at a point. You have to specify at x equals to 2, and then you input your function. You see this is too time consuming, and you have the same result. So yeah, that's why I like this method of f prime of x. You can choose whichever you like the most. And now we want a new function, g of x, to be this thing, right? And we already have it defined here. The simple way to do the trick is we can just define f of x to be g of x. So now you see f of x become this thing too. And here's what gets magical. If we test our f prime of x, it actually gives us derivative of this g of x function. Because we defined f of x to always be the derivative of f of x, it changes with respect to f. So you can just keep redefining your f, and the f prime of x, they follows. So yeah, that's why it's good. And now we've finished talking about how you can find derivatives and derivatives at a point. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce how you can find second or nth order derivatives. Well, what you can do is you can go to this sign here, and you see there's second, nth here. You can just type enter and you do the same trick. But just now you have to specify the order. Like if you want third, then you do this. But normally you don't actually get to use the third order derivative. Normally, what you get at most is just f prime prime. So what I do again is I define f prime prime to be the derivative of f prime of x. The good thing about this is that f prime prime of x, they all changes with respect to f. You can, if you want to change f to a new function, for example, let's say x to the power of 6, you can see f prime of, something's wrong. You can see that f prime of x and f prime prime of x, they changes together with f of x. So yeah, that's pretty much all the content for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you guys in the next one.